footprint. So how was this phrase created? You might be thinking that it's an environmental group that came up with it, or maybe a group of hippies, someone that really cared about the planet, someone that is so passionate about our environment. Well, actually, no. And I guarantee you would never guess who actually came up with this phrase. The term carbon footprint was created by these guys, British Petroleum, otherwise known as BP. The same BP that's the 5th largest producer of oil and gas products on the planet. And the very same company responsible for creating this, the 2nd largest oil spill in history. BP created the term carbon footprint in 2004 as part of a massive global advertising campaign, which they spent millions of dollars on to educate the public about their new fancy term, and also to make sure we know how much we're individually doing to damage our planet. Now you might be thinking, why is an oil company trying to get people to think about carbon when it is the oil companies that are responsible for creating a product that is putting out the carbon into the atmosphere? Well, there's a very good reason for that, and it's because BP didn't want to take the fall for it. In the early 2000s, oil companies could see the writing on the wall. The environmental movement was growing, and more pressure was being put on organizations to do the right thing for our planet. And considering oil companies are responsible for producing the product most responsible for damaging the earth, they knew they'd be the biggest targets for people's anger. So in a genius move of PR and marketing, BP decided to strike first. After creating the term carbon footprint, they were the first in the world to create a calculator that individuals could use to figure out their own carbon output. After that, they spent millions on a new advertising campaign, boasting how they were the first oil company to take steps towards addressing climate change. All of this making them seem like the good guys and laying the blame on individual people as the real source of carbon. In short, they wanted to make you believe that the problem of carbon is all your fault. And if the planet is suffering, you should not be pointing the finger at them. You should instead look in the mirror and lay blame on your polluting, disgusting self instead. And while you were doing that, thankfully BP was taking drastic action in order to reduce the amount of carbon that they were putting out themselves. Actually, no, they weren't doing any of that at all. Instead, they hired advertising agency Ogilvy and Mather to ramp up their positive climate messaging.